Hello. Today, I want to address a very important aspect of language and culture, and that is the aspect of proverbs. Proverbs, Omunyankore nibazeeta enfumu. Enfumu. Tokabaasa kugira ngu noomanya Olunyankore oteegire enfumu ez'Abanyankore barikukozesa, Abanyankore n'Abakiga. So I want to talk about Proverbs, and what a way of starting this video with one or two Proverbs that I will get back to. The first proverb that I want to share with you is about knowledge. Knowledge ninga obwenje. The proverb says, knowledge is like a garden. If it is not cultivated, it cannot be harvested. Knowledge is like a garden. If it is not cultivated, it cannot be harvested. The second proverb is akache nekazira omurisho. Akache nekazira omurisho. And in English, that can literally be translated as a speck, small as it is, only needs to enter your eye, and then it can cause damage. A speck, small as it is, it only needs to enter your eye, and then it can cause damage. If something has ever gone in your eye, whether it is big or small, it is likely to cause damage, or at least make you cry, or make you scream, or want to have it out. So no matter the size, if anything goes in your eye, it can actually have an impact on you and your eye. So those are two proverbs that I have shared with you. And I wonder if you can decode what I mean in those proverbs, or the lesson that I'm trying to put across in those two proverbs that I have shared with you. So proverbs ninga enfumu. They are wise sayings, ebigambo by'obwenje, wise sayings that are used to teach a lesson, to give advice, or to pass on knowledge or counsel or caution. And these proverbs, they're just words sometimes, just a word. It can be words, and it's simple words, but usually the meaning is not obvious. It's sometimes hidden in the words that have been used or spoken to you. And it's up to the person listening to try and understand or find out the meaning or the message or the advice or caution that the person speaking or using this proverb wants you to understand. So proverbs, or these wise sayings, are very common in Runyankore, Ruchiga, and in most African languages. And they are an important way of teaching about values, cultural values, about expected behaviors, teaching about anything really, about how to be patient, how to learn from mistakes that you have done. And these proverbs were really developed by our ancestors based on centuries and centuries of observations and also lived experience. And these proverbs, because they are not really written down in books, they've been passed on from generation to generation through spoken word or through conversations. And these proverbs were part of our way of learning and teaching, our indigenous African education. So we learned about so many things in society, in life, behaviors, expected behaviors, how to navigate difficult situations, especially through the proverbs and the proverbs that were spoken as part of what we call orature or oral literature. So as you embark on learning the language, it's important that you also embark on learning these proverbs, because these are usually spoken, especially by older people. They love to speak to us in Proverbs. And it's very good for you to speak to your children or speak to other people in Proverbs. Simple words, no direct meaning, but you will convey the message, very quickly, to this person. The Proverbs encourage critical thinking. They encourage doing research and having conversations. Proverbs are a way of passing on cultural knowledge and cultural values. So I really encourage you to dig deeper and try to understand some of the Proverbs. So going back to the Proverbs that I have shared with you, and those are just two. There are so many African Proverbs that you can delve into. They are very interesting. They are very educative. They are full of knowledge. They are full of wisdom. So I really encourage you to, get interest and learn about these proverbs. So I have introduced to you these two proverbs, and these are really specifically for you as you learn the language. Knowledge is like a garden. If it's not cultivated, it cannot be harvested. If you think in terms of gardens, some of you have gardens, or if you have heard of farms, or if you have farms, if you don't cultivate, if you don't weed, if you don't care and tender for any garden, you can't expect crops to grow, and therefore you can't expect to yield anything or harvest anything. If you have a cow, for example, and you're not feeding it, if you have a pet and you're not feeding it, it's going to die. If you have a cow and you're not feeding it, you don't expect to get a lot of milk from it or even good meat. So, as you also think about knowledge, it's important that you cultivate the knowledge. That means you need to read, you need to learn, you need to, challenge yourself and, either read widely, do research, ask people, have conversations with people. And in the context of learning Runyankore Ruchiga, you must put in time to actually learn the language. You must put in time to practice. You must put in time to read. Otherwise, you will not expect to harvest any knowledge in Runyankore Ruchiga if you do not put in, effort, if you don't cultivate. So that was the meaning that I was trying to tell you when I said knowledge is like a garden. If it's not cultivated, it cannot be harvested. If you don't put in effort to learn Runyankore, don't expect to speak it, don't expect to be very good or be knowledgeable about the language. The second proverb, akache nekazira umurisho, a small speck, if it enters your eye, it will cause damage. This is about the importance of small efforts, the importance of small steps. And every step, every effort that you put in counts. It matters. It contributes to the big goal. So I am encouraging you to put in little by little effort. Be consistent and do not despise an hour or so that you put in every week to be able to learn the language, because akache nekazira umrisho. If something has ever entered your eye, even if it's small, it will make your eye cry. It will make you very uncomfortable. So please take some effort to learn the language. I will be sharing with you more proverbs so that you can learn the language, but then also learn the proverbs that we use to convey messages and teach expected ways of living and being. Thank you.